Hey, what's up YouTube? It's your boy Low Key here, VIP Custom Prints, and we are cooking up in here this morning. We got our trusted sublimation mugs. We got them cooking up over here, my mug press. We got our nice, beautiful Christmas designs right here. See if y'all can see it. So basically, you know, I already started printing. I already started doing the work. I just want to go through a little bit of process that I've learned. I know I did a mug sublimation video before, but I just want to do another one. Just show you some new tricks that I've learned. I'll always learn new things, and I always like to pass them along to everybody. You can always check in my channel. You can always check out my other sublimation. It's kind of like when I first started. So I was still learning a little bit of the curve, but now I kind of like grasp it. I'm not the best, but I did learn a lot. So I'm just going to pass off some more new tricks that I've learned for you. Check it out. We'll be right back. So here we go. These are our nice sublimation designs. Got all that color off. I know sometimes you can see, try to see if I can zoom in. These are like the bubble print ones, so I kind of got all that color off. I know sometimes a lot of us have that problem where we don't get all the color off of the paper. Let's see if I can find the paper. This is the paper. You see how I got all that color off? If I can zoom in, it's mostly off. It's pretty much gone. Sometimes we don't able to get it off, but I'm gonna show you some tricks that's gonna help you all get all that color off, get the best kind of mug sublimation prints, and just help you along your way. I'm always here to help. I'm always here to teach you my tricks. I'm not like some other people. I'm not going to show you anything. I'm always going to show you something. But like I said, right now I'm just cooking it up. I got about 22 seconds on this one. I'm going to show you the little process. It's going to be like a little bit back and forth because, like I said before, I made a sublimation mug press video already. So this is just kind of like just showing you like little tricks here and there. So guess what? I'm gonna go through a little quick one. I got some of my designs printed, like I said, and you know, being that it's a mug, I try to get an 8.5 by 11 because I'm using the 15-ounce mugs, so I'm able to get 2 prints on this paper. What it'll do is this allows you to save some paper if you can line it up perfectly. I don't know what software everybody uses. I currently use Photoshop. I use Illustrator, but because I wanted to just make the effect a little bit better, I did edit it in Photoshop. So I got basically 2 on 1. So I'm able to cut. I'm going to cut this paper in half. So I'm able to separate the 2 different prints. And as you see, sometimes, obviously, it may be a little big. You're going to have to just work the edges a little bit because the paper hangs over. Number 1 rule, I'm going to tell you all, don't rush. There's no reason to rush because when you rush, you always make mistakes. Take it from me, I've made too many, so don't rush. So take your time, look it up. You know, I'm just kind of gauge it because I've been doing it for a minute, so I kind of like know where to cut at, where the edge of the mug is, so I can kind of like get it up there properly. So there we go. So what I like to do also, I like to take my mug and just put it in the mug press for maybe like around 2 or 3 seconds just to get it a little warmed up, because as you all know, when you put a cold mug in the press, what it does is it brings the temperature down. So I like to just keep it a little bit warm, just to get it a little bit warm. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Next, I'm going to take it and wrap this around. And you kind of want to gauge it towards if it's right, towards if it's even. And again, like I said, there's no reason to rush. Always want to make sure you get that perfect seal. So the design, let's see if I can zoom in, it's like flush with the top, so you don't really miss any of the design. By the way, I use A-Sub paper. That's just what I've been using forever. Everybody has their different ones they go to or they use, but that's just what I've been using because that's just what I like the best. So I got my heat tape, my trusted heat tape, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this, I'm going to make sure it's sealed, and I'm going to pull it so it's tight to make sure I get that nice tight grip, so it's all the way around and it's nice and tight towards if there's no seepage, it's perfectly lined up, you can't see any cracks. So when I do put it in the mug press, you're definitely going to get that full print, and the heat is going to capture the whole thing because it's nice and tight. If you have a little bubble or it's loose, it might slip off and you might not want to do that. So as before, I don't know if you can see it, but I'll just try to put the camera on it. This is my settings. I'm still have it at 390 degrees for 190 seconds. Again, I'm using the heat press nation mug press, and you know, you take your mug as you do. I'm gonna put it in. I put it in on the side just to make sure it's all even. Gotta be careful sometimes too. And make sure it's in the middle of the press. You have to make sure it's in the middle. Make sure the top right here, the handle, is in the middle, because if you know, it's gonna either slide or it could crack. It has happened to me a couple of times. I've cracked many of mugs because it was too close to the base of the mug press. So you put it in, lock it, voila, here we go. 190 seconds. So in the meanwhile, while I'm doing that, what I always try to do is I'm working on the next design. So I'm just gonna process it. Here's my next design right here. So I'm just gonna cut it up, cut off the edges right here. I'm just gonna cut off all the edges just to make it equal. Okay, so we got about 10 seconds left on this little countdown. I kind of like paused the video. I didn't want to keep you all waiting in suspense too long. So here we go. So we're at our time. I always let it cook for a couple extra seconds just to make sure. I don't know, it's just me. Take it out and you see it is just smoking. I don't know if the camera can catch it, but you can see all that smoke coming off. You know, always use your glove too. I only need one now. I used to use two, but I found out when I used to use two gloves, I was just having problems. So it just didn't work for me. I always had the one glove to grip it though. I had the heat glove, but it just didn't work. So I just went back to my old school snow gloves. And here we go. Perfect print. It came out perfecto. No flaws, and everything just came out so good. So like I said, I've been doing this for a little bit now, and I love doing sublimation mugs. I actually like doing it a little bit more than t-shirts. I love drinkware. This is something I guess I'm gonna have to try to work on a little bit more to get more business in that. But here we go. And I think it came out pretty good. What I like to do also, just to give you a heads up, because sometimes you get some of that residual stuff on the mugs. Well, what I do after it's cooled, I always gonna wipe it down with like a nice clean rag, because sometimes you get that white residue from the sublimation paper on the mug, so you never want to give that to a customer. And that makes it even look even better. It's nice and smooth now. You know, just came out pretty good. You know, it came out pretty good. Teach the smartest cookies. So again, as always, let me know what y'all think. It's very basic. It takes a couple of minutes. It's something easy to do. I love making mugs. It's just something that I have a passion for, and it's just something that it just comes out really good when you do it right. And okay, so in closing, I didn't really want to go too deep into this, just the whole process from start to finish, because I did make a video of it. I just want to share with everybody some of the new tricks I learned with making these mugs, which kind of like turns out good. I'm like really happy. From the very first one to where I am now, it's like a big difference. I don't think I even had the first one. I think I shattered it because I was so disgusted on how it was turned off. But I would just say, just don't quit, keep on going, and just keep on pressing. Like I said, some of the tricks I've learned, some of the new things I will share. Number one, don't rush. Rushing only brings you mistakes, and I've made too many of them. I've cracked mugs. I've had uneven prints. I had prints that didn't come out. They was faded. You never want to rush when doing your work. Number two, I always say is when I get my mug, I always put a little bit of heat on it, because if you put a cold mug on a hot heat press, guess what? The temperature drops down a little bit, which is normal. But I tend to find out when the temperature drops down a little bit more, you're not getting that full 390 degrees. You're never really going to get that much, but you're not going to get that full. But if you put a little heat to it, it's going to be closer to that temperature. Also, what I've learned, again, take your rag, I don't know where it is, after you finish, you know, wipe it down. You're going to get that residual stuff, because you may look at a print and, oh, it doesn't look good. But guess what? That's just because it has that residual sublimation paper on it. So that's just some of the things I've learned. And just continue to do what you do. You're going to get better. Watch my other videos on your on the print settings. I use Epson 15000 for my sublimation printer. I think this printer setting is IJ07, if I believe. I have a video about that somewhere in there. Just follow it. Also, the paper I use, the sublimation paper I use, A-Sub. I get the 17, the 11 by 17, because I make the big shirts sometimes. But this is just what I use, and I just find out that it works pretty good. there is no right or wrong. It's just about what you like and what you can do, because everybody uses different items, different heat presses, different mugs. It's just what I use, and I just find that it just works really good for me and when I use it. But this is just some of the things I'm passing on to you all to help you all just have better results in your sublimation work. So guess what? I'm gonna get back to work because I have about 10 more to do before I gotta get ready to go out and just do what I gotta do for the day. But I want to thank you. If you like my video, subscribe to me, thumbs up if you like it. Listen, I'm here. We're all here to make money. We're all here to make business, and you know what? We can all do it together. So again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Okay, so here is the final project. We are all complete. I'm sorry, it was 17. But this is the final project, and I think they came out pretty good. So again, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me all know what y'all think. Sublimation mugs done with a twist. Happy holidays, y'all.